this moss and this rock is just like loving this cold, wet weather. Moss thrives in the cool and damp. So all of these bluffs here, they are all just teeming with life. That's because these bluffs are made out of sandstone, which is really porous. You know, if you look at it just like a rock, it looks solid, but there's all kinds of little tiny microscopic holes in there that allow for all this life to just kind of hang on and get some water, get some nutrients. Let's take a closer look, see what's at this wall. Okay, so first off, we got our mosses. This one is our most popular kind of moss. This is kind of everywhere. It kind of almost looks like a little grass or something. A little bromeliad, like a pineapple family. This is the most common kind of moss on this wall, but it's by no means the only kind of moss. If you look over here, this stuff I think this could be a moss or it could be a liverwort, which is another kind of bryophyte. Bryophyte, that's just kind of a big fancy word for, it doesn't have any kind of tubes in it. No pipes, no nothing to carry water or oxygen or other kind of things that the plants need. So they are still plants, but they just move their materials from cell to cell. Here's another kind of moss. It looks very similar to this one over here, but it is in fact different. Yeah, it's cool. All right, that's a good transition to the other thing growing on it. This is a lichen. A lichen is a mix between an algae and a mushroom or a fungus. And so that is actually two different organisms living in the same body. So that's like if you had a plant growing out of your head or something, and like the plant gave you some food and you gave the plant a place to live. I don't know, they're super weird. Lichens can also grow these big circular forms, like straight on the rock. Like there's like no gap there, but it's still living there. And all of those like little black dots, those are where it's releasing the spores. It's got that blue color because it is photosynthesizing. There is some chlorophyll in there. Oh, we got a little pocket of moss growing on there too. But it's just so textured. Like you just go back, and you go back, and you go back. And it's like, look at how much stuff is living on this wall. So crazy. Not to mention the what do you call that? A fern, and all the other plants like the sambucus, elderberry up there. Yeah, there's all kinds of plants. These walls are alive. The walls are alive. Look at that. Got our white oaks. Oh, sycamore trees. So beautiful. Okay, yeah, and then if you go to the base of the wall, we got another kind of this stuff. What is it called? Oh my god, my brain's not working this morning. Another kind of moss. This one kind of looks like a fern though. Isn't that weird? It's like a moss that took the same shape as a fern. If I like blew this up, you'd be like, oh, look at that cool fern. But you're like, wait, no, that's like 2 inches. It can't be a fern. Okay, here this tree is a cool example because like mosses, they'll kind of grow everywhere, but it's like only everywhere where they're favorable. If they're not favorable there, they won't grow there. So as you can see on this log, on this tree right here, this is more of a tree. It's still alive, I believe. You know, we got our sweet, oh, I just fell. Okay, we got our sweet spot, like right there. It's a little too wet over there, a little sparse, our sweet spot. Now it's getting a little too dry over here. And then over there, there's nothing. That's when the lichens start to take over. So there are different like little biomes, little places where these like habitats on this one tree. I bet if we took a microscope and looked under that, there'd be all kinds of different little itty bitty insects and arachnids and other little microbes living all over this tree. And you'll find different things on different parts of the tree too. I bet if you go way up there, you'll find some other crazy stuff too. Ooh, okay, here's some cool colors. We got all the oranges in the rock from the iron that's deposited in this sandstone. All kinds of iron, giving it that weird jagged shape and making it so textured and hard and stuff. And then you got this lichens and maybe some algae, maybe some molds. throwing in here, giving it all this cool texture and all these cool colors. And like, see if like I put my finger on there and it kind of like wipes it off, and it kind of like spreads some of the spores. Cut that coating off, you can see some more green stuff, chlorophyll underneath. Okay, so this wall is huge, and I love looking at it because, you know, look at all the different kind of types and habitats and all different angles, and you got different things growing in different areas. So like, see, okay, it's like over here. You got this one spot. There's a little hole right there, and the water drops right there. And it's kind of a more an angle, so the moss can hang on. But sometimes when the moss gets too heavy, like right there, it falls off. Gets too heavy and falls off, and it's got to restart. So it's like a fine balance between how much you can have and how much is too much. And look at all that, all those different shapes and all those different colors. Those are all different kinds of species doing all different kinds of things. Oh, there's a really cool one over there. Look at those tufts. Look like almost like hair. That's another kind of lichen. Maybe we'll see more of those later. Ooh, okay, so we're back in this wall. Here's a great example of a liverwort. This is another kind of bryophyte, meaning it's non-vascular, so there's no tubes in it. So all the water's moving from cell to cell. It's kind of almost like a mushroom in some ways. But it's, yeah, it's a plant. Oh, and look at those like bristles on the back. That's to kind of help it stick to the wall. How cool is that? Okay, so as most things are kind of dying and turning brown for the year, this plant is just getting started. So this is a putty root orchid. Just that single leaf is what's there right now. And these putty root orchids, they're green all winter long. And they gain some energy all winter long. And then during the spring, the leaf dies back. And then just one single flower head comes up. One little spike of flowers. Whew. All right, so just climb to the top of that bluff. And you can see there's a lot less mushrooms, a lot less lichen, a lot less, the thing I can't remember at all today, space my mind, mosses, a lot less mosses up here because it's so much drier, because this is the top of the hill. The rain only goes from like right there to where we're at. And then it seeps through the rock and then exits on the wall. But anyways, yeah, a lot less. There is still some though. All kinds of, oh, there's some new ones. Some cool textures. We got more down there, more down there. But I really want to show you up here was this cool mushroom. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, right here. Look how bright and orange that is. Right next to this cool, weird tube lichen. I love that color. With the white edges too. There's all kinds of cool. This is like a vast forest for like an ant in the jungle. Then you pull back in just like a little tiny pile. Okay, yeah, there's a bridge I walked down. That orchid is right there. Right there. That's the orchid. Yep, and so we are top of the hill. And oh look, even on this branch, got some mosses and some lichen growing. Isn't that cool? Gotcha. Okay, so we got this new mushroom forming. Can't tell what it is yet because it's just starting. But look at all those little orange things. I believe those are fly larvae. So you guess you call them maggots. They're kind of eating the mushroom and they're kind of just, you know, doing their thing, getting bigger. But they could be some kind of other little flying larva, some kind of fly. So I guess are all flies called maggots? Oh, yep, you see that one on the top's moving a little bit. And you call them maggots? I call them maggots. They're pretty though. Prettier than your average maggot. Okay, here's another cool one. Different kind of lichen. I don't think we've seen this one yet either. And you see those little spikes coming up? Those are how it releases its spores. So it kind of gets a little bit bigger so the wind can catch them and blow them all the way down somewhere else. Maybe hopefully down the hill or onto another log. Like over there. Focus. 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 Kind of. Okay, guys. So I'm at the top of the cliff again. As you can see, it's kind of far way down. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, there's some really cool lichens that grow up here at the top of the cliff. Usually, like the top and the edges of the cliff, because it's a little drier. Because they don't like being totally soaked, but they like the cool, like the fog and all like the moisture in the air. They like that stuff. So like the misty, foggy stuff. That's how they usually like to get their water. They don't like to be soaked. I'm kind of getting soaked, sweating. It's a tough hike. But anyways, without further ado, let me show you. Okay, so here are some of my favorites. So again, this is actually a lichen. Again, so it's an algae. So a single-celled plant mixed with a fungus. And it creates this like weird structure. Sometimes like a yeast is involved too. It's another kind of fungus. But and it creates these like coral stuff. There's all kinds of other bryophytes mixed in. Cool textures and colors, and yeah, I love it. I just love that cool coral branching. And it gets big too. Like you see over there, there's a bunch more. And down there, and yep, I'm sure some falls down and goes over there. Even that little ledge, there's more growing just wherever it can get a foothold. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Hey, blue jay, blue jay, blue jay. Hey, chill, chill. It's a blue jay somewhere over there. Can you see mine? Okay, anyways, I was looking at observing some more lichen. Thought this one was really cool. And then guess what? I saw, where is it? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? This one. That little, see, it's a little odd. I saw it moving. And underneath it, there's actually an insect in there. So what I believe this is, I could be wrong, maybe another species does this too, but I believe this is a lacewing larva. And they dress up, they like pretend to be, oh my God, look at all these little mushrooms. Look how cute that is. Oh my gosh, I can't pay attention to anything for more than 3 seconds. Okay, but so these are called lace. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Okay, so these are called blue jays. Screw me up. Okay, these are called lacewing larvae, and I believe they dress up like that so they can go into ant holes, ant layers, and get so. I don't know. It's really complicated process. With the aphids, they eat, aphids basically eat sugar, and so their poop is basically also sugar. So these lacewing larvae love to eat the aphid poop because it's basically sugar. But the aphids, they live in the ant holes, and the ants protect them because the ants also like eating the aphid poop too. But the ants like to kill these guys because they're stealing their food. But if they dress up like a lichen, then the ants can't kill them because they don't know it's something else. They just think it's a lichen just walking into their hole. I don't know. That's so weird. Can I pick them up? Yep. See, it's moving away. And see, I think it picked all those up, and it's using spider web to keep it on him or her. One of the two. Just a lichen, just walking away. Whatever. And it's actually in a liverwort right now, I think. No, are those lichens? I don't know. But yeah. How freaking cool is that? Okay, back to these mushrooms, because these are the most adorable things ever. Where are they? Ah. It's mushroom season. It's mushroom season. It's mushroom season. But yeah, so hopefully you guys appreciate the little things a little more. Appreciate the little things, yeah. And you can look at the big things too. And it's I don't know, it's a crazy world out there. Crazy world. Beautiful one too. Oh yeah, you see that like glow in their eyes? You can tell that's a wolf spider because they have really, really good night vision. And that just mechanism, how they do that, like cats. You know, if they do that, they get good night vision. Excellent predators, 8 eyes. Okay, so out at the swamp, and I was getting the boats out, and look at this. This is a really cool spider. We just looked it up. This is called a marbled orb weaver. And I have never seen this before, but look how pretty that is. Right there is a bald eagle. And it looks to be a kind of a young one because it's not totally has a white head yet. That's a turkey vulture right next to it. Just hanging out the swamp. Hey guys, so I've been getting really into aquariums lately, and I kind of want to show off all my aquariums that I got right now. Okay, so starting off, this is kind of my wild one. So I got this plant. This is called pothos, and it goes all the way up here and around. So it starts right there and goes anyways, goes down there, and we got a bunch of other little plants and stuff, and there's a bunch of algae growing here because it's like right in front of the window. So especially when the sun gets here, you get lots of light, and so lots of algae grows, but it gives lots of food for the snails. And as you can see, all my extra snails that are just kind of getting too crazy in their tanks, I put them in this tank. And this tank pretty much just has snails and plants. And see, those roots are starting to dig into the soil now. But yeah, I guess there's probably maybe like 100, probably more snails in here. There's all kinds of different plants and stuff and algae. But yeah, all right, moving on. Here's one of my favorites. Here's the first betta tank, and this is Onyx. He is a half moon king betta. Oh, see if we can focus. There you go. No, he's being shy. Oh, there we go. Yep, there's Onyx. And this one's cool because it like the sun's right there. And we get a little bit of natural sunlight coming in this time of day. Nope, there you go. All right, moving on. Down here, we have the cherry shrimp tank. They call them cherry shrimp because they're like cherry red. You can see a couple down here. These are some of the smaller ones. So I originally got 5 big shrimp, and they bred and reproduced, and now I've got like 50 little shrimp. And the 5 other big ones. Oh, there's a couple snails in here too. But I got these cool decorations and stuff. I think these were actually old decorations from the old tank. But yeah, they hide in there, and they like picking off the sponge filter and eat on the moss. And I don't know, I don't see any of the big ones right now. The big ones like to hang out in this little ship at the bottom. That's probably cool if the good big ones hang out. Yeah, I don't know. If you look, they're like all over the place. They're so fun to watch. Oh, there's a big one coming there. See how much bigger that one is than the other ones? I think that's a male. The females are even bigger. Nope, just did flip. And this is what they do all day long. Just pick at the bacteria and the algae growing on all the stuff. Oh, okay. So there's one of the big females. Next to all the little ones. So these are all the species of shrimp called Neocaridina, or the red cherry shrimp. But then I also have this one other one. This is a ghost shrimp. You can see it's all like, oh, it's all like clear, it's like a ghost. You can see exactly what's been eating. So yeah, I don't know. I'm a big fan of this tank. I like it. All right, moving on. These are my white cloud, they're called white cloud mountain minnows. And I got 7 of them, along with these cool big snails. These are called mystery snails. I got one, oh, you gonna focus? Maybe. Okay, so I got one that's like a black, and there's another one that's a yellow over there. And they're super cool. They got really cool faces. I'll upload a good picture for a good video if I get one. But yeah, this one's kind of just chill. And I can sit here and look at them, or sit on the couch and look at them too. And then we got our other betta. This is Princess. He is a veil-tailed betta. And I got all these cool like plants growing in here. These are all living plants. That's cool. What? Really didn't like that. Oh, in his hidey hole. And this one's got all kinds of duckweed on top, all these little floating plants. You can kind of see like the roots. That's cool. All right, and then last but not least, this is my 20-gallon long. And this is I just set this up. It's brand new. You can see the driftwood's all got kind of like mold and stuff. This just got to get out before it'll stop eventually. But there's all kinds of stuff just going here. It's taking some time to settle in, but what I want to do is I want to have a bunch of little fish and a bunch of shrimp in this tank. And this tank is cool because I want to have a lot of cool plants in here. There's actually dirt under there, like actual real dirt, and then it's sand on top. Oh my gosh, okay, so the other thing I love about this tank, when the sun hits it, now you get a really good view. Like, yeah. But it makes these like little rainbows on the floor and on the wall. Ah, it's so pretty. But I also have this little prism that when it bends the light the right way, makes a rainbow. It's like the Pink Floyd. Yeah. We got ultraviolet, violet, indigo, green, yellow, orange, red, and infrared.